Hi, welcome to Accurate Meme, the latter days. Today we're going to take a look at another quick topic. We've kind of touched on this topic previously in a couple videos, but today we're going to really hone in on it. That is, what are the qualifications for the office of apostleship? This is another episode in our continuing Paul Problems series, our investigation into the claims and the teachings of one named Paul of Tarsus. Was he really an apostle? Or was he nothing more than a test? Was he a wolf that Hashem allowed to come along in order to test the sheep, to see if we really love him and will keep his commandments no matter what? Or if we will opt for the easy path, the so-called shortcut that offers an easier journey. There's no work involved. There's nothing more to do than believe with your mind and confess with your lips, and you're in the club. Okay? So today let's look at Acts chapter 1. Remember that there were 12 apostles. There are always 12 apostles. Never more. There's never a 13th. Always 12. And remember with Judas. Judas dropped out. He betrayed the master, and he's out of the picture. So what did the remaining 11 do? They realized they had a problem. They needed to replace Judas with a 12th, because there must be 12. Not 11, not 13, 12. There's a reason for that. Okay, let's start in verse 15. And in those days, Peter stood up in the midst of the disciples. Altogether, the number of names was about 120. So there were 120 core, passionate, loving disciples of Yeshua together. They're trying to figure out, who do we choose to replace Judas? Okay, 120. Let's look now at 21. Therefore, of these men who have accompanied us all the time, these are the qualifications to be an apostle. As we're reading this, ask yourself, does Paul have the resume? Very simple question. It shouldn't be an emotional thing. Does Paul have the required resume to fill a seat in the office of apostleship? Verse 21, therefore, of these men who have accompanied us all the time that the Lord Yeshua went in and out among us, beginning from the baptism of Yochanan, of John, to that day when he was taken up from us. So they were there. This is a requirement. You had to be there during this entire period of time so that you could provide testimony, so that you could bear witness to the truth. One of these must become a witness with us of his resurrection. One. And they proposed two. Joseph called Barsabbas, who was surnamed Justus, and Matthias. And they prayed and said, You, O Lord, who know the hearts of all, show which of these two you have chosen to take part in this ministry and apostleship from which Judas by transgression fell, that he might go to his own place. Very important. Understand what's going on. They had 120. They narrowed it down to the best of the best. It was distilled down to two. These two were exceptional. They were both exceptional. Why wouldn't they just add both? If the number 12 is not important, if the number 12, if it was not a requirement to maintain 12, why wouldn't they have added both? After all, they were both qualified. They were both obviously outstanding in every way. They were hand-picked. They were distilled down from 120 to 2. Why not just add them both? The more the better, right? I mean, after all, these are witnesses that are going to go out and testify of Yeshua. The more the better, right? No, wrong. They only chose one. This is really, really important. Verse 26, and they cast their lots, and the lot fell on Matthias, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles. So we see here that Paul did not have the required resume to fill the office of apostleship. He did not have the resume. It's an open and shut case. We shouldn't even be discussing this. Paul shouldn't even be a discussion, a topic of discussion. It's open and shut. Not only did he not have the qualifications, but he didn't have a seat. Musical chairs. 12 chairs, 13 kids. Music stops, kids hit the chairs, somebody's left without a chair. That's Paul of Tarsus. There is no 13th chair. There are only 12. He's odd man out. So once again, not only did he not have the resume for the job, but there was no vacancy. There was no position available for him to even fill. It's a non-starter. Any way you turn it, any way you look at it, it's a non-starter. The apostleship of Paul, it's dead in its tracks. So I hope that this video has been a blessing for you. Continue to go through this series. We're laying everything out. We're making it very, very clear cut. That's the goal with the series. It's to make it so clear cut that it cannot be denied. We have literally a mountain of evidence that cannot be explained away. And we're still not even done. We still have a lot more to go. So continue to press in, continue to seek him while he can still be found. Until next time, shalom.